Hello, wonderful human beings, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Remy, and I share lots of vegan recipes and tips to help you live well. And today we're going to be talking about a very seasonal summer ingredient, garlic scapes. We're going to talk a little bit about what they are, when they're in season, how to prepare them, and I'm going to share with you 3 different recipes to make this summer. A garlic scape is part of the garlic plant. It is the stem and flower, or the bud, I guess you could say, of a hardneck garlic plant. They're beautiful, they're kind of curly typically, and they have this bud at the tip. They kind of have like a green bean texture. They're very firm. Scapes actually need to be cut from the bulb of the garlic because the plant expends extra energy trying to grow the stem and the bud. If not, and then you end up with a very small and flavorless bulb of garlic. Usually garlic scapes are in season around June and July, so summer months, and the season is not super long, so when you find them at the farmer's market or the grocery store, I would recommend stocking up, especially if you plan to use them through the rest of the year. You can chop them up and freeze them and store them. Obviously, this is part of the garlic plant, so it does have a garlicky flavor, but it is a little bit more fresh and vegetal compared to just straight garlic bulb. The best place to find garlic scapes are at the farmer's market if you have one near you, but I've also seen garlic scapes at Asian grocery stores and specialty produce stores and kind of just like veggie stands and things like that. So just keep your eyes peeled around the summer months. There are many ways to cook with garlic scapes. You can saute them as you would a vegetable, which is very common in Asian and Chinese cooking. You could pickle them, you could fry them. Today I'm going to share 3 of my personal favorite ways to use them. So we're going to be making a garlic scape pesto, which is super common and really bold in flavor. We're also going to be making battered garlic scape fries, and then we're going to make some crispy air-fried garlic scapes to put on top of the pasta, and you can also make that as just a snack. As always, all these recipes will be vegan and gluten-free, and I will leave a link to each of them in the description box below. If it's a simple one, I might just leave the ingredients and measurements on the screen, but for the more complex ones, you can find that linked below. All right, let's get into the cooking. When you're preparing your garlic scapes, you just want to make sure that you snip off the ends. So usually above the bulb, there will be a little bit of dryness once it's been picked, and same at the bottom of the stem. So just trim that off. You don't need to cut much, and then just make sure your garlic scapes are clean and dry and you're ready to use them. Okay, the first recipe we're going to be making is a garlic scape pesto. Now you can make this with or without basil. It's really delicious, and I'm also going to provide a few links to similar pesto recipes on my website. It's very versatile and easy to kind of work with pesto and decide what you want to use and what you don't want to use. So if you prefer to let the garlic scapes shine in flavor, you can just totally leave out the basil. And if you're looking for something nut-free, I've got options for that on my website as well. And last but not least, if you prefer to make this pesto oil-free, I will leave an oil-free pesto I have on the blog, and you can kind of tweak the recipe and play around with that. Into the food processor, we're going to add our garlic scapes. You just want to tuck everything in to make sure it's nice and tidy in there. Then we're going to add some pistachio nuts. I like to toast mine quickly on the pan just to give it a little bit more flavor and crunchiness. And then we're going to add nutritional yeast for vegan cheesiness, the juice of half a lemon, pinch of salt, and then basil or no basil if you prefer to make it without. Start blending everything in your food processor, and then you want to stream in the extra virgin olive oil if you're using. And you can kind of add more or less, it's totally up to you, but I usually just kind of eyeball it and stream the olive oil in as I'm food processing. This is one of those recipes where you just want to taste as you go and adjust your seasoning, so add more salt, add more basil, add more garlic scapes. It's totally up to you. Everybody likes to pesto a little bit differently. Now once you have your pesto ready, you can save it in a jar, and then you can store it in the freezer if you want to keep it for extended lengths of time. Otherwise, just keep it in the fridge and eat it within a couple days' time. One of my favorite ways to use this pesto is, of course, on pasta. So I'm just cooking up some gluten-free rigatoni here, and then I'm going to toss my pasta with a little bit of pasta water and, of course, my delicious pesto. This would be so delicious with some grated vegan Parmesan on top. I'm actually going to top mine with some crunchy air-fried garlic scapes, which is what we're going to be making next. So recipe number 2 are these air-fried garlic scape chips or crispy garlic scapes. You want to grab a paring knife and just start from the base of your stem and work your way up all the way to the bulb. And if you'd like to, if you find that your garlic scape stem is a little thicker, you can do this again on each of the halves of the stem. So you end up with 4 strands. Then you want to add your prepared garlic scapes into a bowl and spritz with just a little bit of oil of choice, and also add some seasonings like salt and pepper at this stage. Throw them into your air fryer and then let them crisp up, and you can season them once they're out again, adding more salt, pepper, togarashi, whatever you like to add. I'm also going to include a TikTok that I made with Brandon and link that in the description box below. Once they are ready, you can just enjoy them as is. They're kind of like a better onion ring if you ask me, and they're also really, really beautiful to plate with. Last but not least, recipe number 3 are these garlic scape fries. Now this is kind of inspired by a recipe that I like to make with green beans. So to do this, I just kind of cut my garlic scape into bite-sized pieces. The length is totally up to you, but I wanted them to kind of resemble green bean shapes or fries. Make sure they're evenly covered and then toss them into the air fryer. Once they are ready, these are best enjoyed fresh out of the air fryer when they're nice and crisp. I think this would make amazing finger food, and you can serve it with whatever kind of sauces and condiments that you'd like. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that this inspires you to make some recipes using garlic scapes, and you still have time if you're watching this video right when it's uploaded. They're still going to be in season, so head to your farmer's market or keep an eye out for them at the grocery store and get your garlic scape on. Once again, all of the recipes with the measurements included will be linked down below, and I'll probably be sharing these recipes on TikTok as well. So if you want to follow me there, my handles across actually all social medias are the same. Instagram at Veggiekins, TikTok at Veggiekins, Pinterest, same thing, and all my recipes are over on Veggiekinsblog.com. If you have a favorite way to enjoy garlic scapes, let me know down below by leaving a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in another video very, very soon.